Bethel, Ohio. We have the women's and men's elite senior singles that will be racing in the semifinals and 4 races this afternoon to wrap up the semifinal Saturday. I'm Mark Purcell here with Jenny Bean Scubin. Welcome you to the US Rowing YouTube channel and these great races that you're about to see. Here, the competition is just a notch up here with these elites and seniors, Jenny, and so that means some serious racing will be happening in these semifinals.
This is very exciting to watch, and some of these racers we have already seen before this morning, Mark. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they have left in the tank for this afternoon's elite and senior semifinals. I'm sure that they will be gunning for it and looking to make that final. So it is going to be a great afternoon of racing.
And I can tell you these races will be part of the U.S. Lotman Challenge races. Some of the nation's top athletes going head-to-head in both the women's and men's elite senior single sculls. And the new format for the U.S. Lotman Challenge races, the U.S. Rowing National Championships, one of 3 qualifying events this year, as the winners of the elite senior singles will proceed to leg 2. So these racers have a lot on the line as they row down the course here at Harsha Lake. So we will see how the drama unfolds. We have the women's elite senior singles semifinals to begin with 3 boats each going to the Grand National Championship final. The lineup for the first of the races is Abigail Lang from OKC in lane 1. Ashley Johnson from Orion in lane 2. Caitlin Gildersleeve from OKC in lane 3. Jennifer Forbes from Craftsbury in lane 4. Alex Spalding from Craftsbury in lane 5. And Catherine McFetridge from Rowhouse in lane 6. And here, one of those rowers you were speaking about, Jenny, Caitlin Gildersleeve, who was in the intermediate singles a little earlier today in the semifinals.
Yes, she had a fantastic race, really took a commanding lead and kept it for the entire row, and provided us with hopefully kind of a preview of what she expects to do this afternoon, I'm sure, but she has some stiff competition here from the other racers, and we're waiting for them to get off the line this morning, or this afternoon, sorry. It looks like they still need to adjust their points a little bit before we can get this race underway.
Well, the time trials had the lineups set for these races for the semifinals. We'll be telling you about some of the times that happened during those time trials as we watch this race unfold, waiting for the start of these elite senior singles semifinals. In the time trials, which took place yesterday, all the boats rowed down the course trying to set a time, and the 12 fastest times were chosen in order to fill in these semifinal brackets. In the women's elite singles, the elite singles, there were only 12 places in the semifinals. 26 boats rowed, and the fastest 12 are the ones you will see racing here this afternoon. Jennifer Forbes from Craftsbury, rowing in lane 4 in this first heat, was the winner of the time trials with a time of 7:18.3, and we've seen very similar times with some of the races in the singles today. Beautiful shot of the beach here at Harsha Lake, the great place for the crowd to watch these final races tomorrow. We will be on the air at 8 a.m. on the US Rowing YouTube channel to be able to enjoy all the final races from the semifinals you saw today, including some other races that were straight to finals and did not have semis. So we'll see how these semifinals run this afternoon. Little quiet on the beach now with only 4 races left in the day, and all singles races with the women's elite seniors and men's elite senior singles. So not a large crowd on the beach. Plenty of folks, though, out here in beautiful East Fork State Park, enjoying the outdoors, whether on their boats or including some families down here at the beach too, Jenny.
That's right, and this is a place that I've brought my kids, and we go hiking out here in the woods. It's just a gorgeous place to be. The state park is a nice little gem east of Cincinnati. We've come to the beach to go swimming and enjoy the surroundings out here. And they do quite a bit of other sporting events out here on occasion, so it's nice to get out in the outdoors and do a little sweating.
Waiting the start of the first of 4 semifinal races to wrap up the day. The schedule calling for a start at 1:40. Obviously, could be some issues up at the start, whether with the alignment or with the timing sequences that they have to put in place. But tucked back in a quiet cove here at Harsha Lake, the starting dock, where there are stake boat holders who will hold on to the back of the boats and help them line up according to the wishes of the U.S. rowing referee, who's making sure the bow balls are all even for the start of the race, and we will see that happening here.
There is quite a bit that goes on down at the start for these races, depending on the length of the boat. The stake boat holder may need to pull the boat back a little bit or forward, or perhaps if you have an extra long boat, they may need to make some other adjustments to make sure that those bow balls are straight across to provide for a fair race.
Well, U.S. Rowing would like to thank our sponsors and partners for these U.S. Rowing Youth National Championships, and the sponsors who help with the other championships and with spreading the joy of rowing all through the year. Thanks to Concept 2 and the National Rowing Federation, to JL Racing and Visit Sarasota, to EMC and Regatta Central, MPOCR, Captain U, Bucket List Events, United, Thorn, NK, Croker, Dreher, Vespoli, Hudson, Filippi. Thank you very much for sponsoring and partnering with U.S. Rowing and helping bring these events to the people.
So I hear that the delay is due to a log in lane 1 that the referees had to remove. Took some time to get that off the course, and they're working on alignment now.
It doesn't take a log with these shells to really cause some damage, Jenny, and I know you know that from rowing down on the Licking River and the Ohio River, and even here at Harsha Lake, where, I mean, this is a dammed up portion of the Little Miami River, and as a result there is flow going through the lake, and during a rainstorm, of course, debris flows down from the shore and into the water. And so part of keeping these races safe and fair includes getting any debris out in the water that might wipe off somebody's skag or interfere with their oar, or perhaps trip things up and, heaven forbid, crack their boat. So
For sure.
I think I did see some movement from the rowing referees. So again, the lineup for the Women's Elite Senior Singles Semifinal number 1. Abigail Lang from OKC in lane 1. Ashley Johnson from Orion in lane 2. Caitlin Gildersleeve from OKC in lane 3. Jennifer Forbes from Craftsbury in lane 4. Alex Spalding from Craftsbury in lane 5. And Catherine McFetridge from Rowhouse in lane 6. And they are underway, Jenny. And out in front is Jennifer Forbes from Craftsbury, who had the top time in the time trials.
She really jumped out in front there, but we do see a pretty close following from, looks like lane 5. Alex Spalding of Craftsbury is close behind, as well as lane 2, Ashley Johnson. She's really powering up there. I anticipate a tight race between all of these boats.
Here at the Elite Seniors level, very tight competition, well-honed athletes. We saw Caitlin Gildersleeve earlier in the day coming out very fast, very high rate all the way down the course, and here she is right now in lane 3 and sitting, fighting for 3rd place. But all these boats just a couple of boat lengths apart. But out in the front, it is Jennifer Forbes from Craftsbury, closely followed by Caitlin Gildersleeve, Ashley Johnson, and Alex Spalding.
There we can see a little bit of separation, just slightly, between Jennifer Forbes there and looks like Alex Spalding in lane 4. So there may still be, it looks like there's probably not any overlap left, but it's still pretty close. Still pretty close.
The fight really is for second right now as Jennifer Forbes has surged out ahead. But the 3 boats across there are Ashley Johnson from Orion in lane 2 in the dark blue skull that you see. Then Caitlin Gildersleeve in the yellow in lane 3. And on the far side, Alex Spalding of Craftsbury also in a yellow skull. These 3 boats really bow ball to bow ball as they come down, heading for the 1,000-meter mark.
They are, but they have not really lost Jennifer Forbes quite yet. She's working on it. She's trying to get a good distance between her and the second place cruise. Looks like she's expanded her lead a little bit, maybe at least a boat length between her and the next place crew, but anything can happen, Mark. It's still pretty early in the race. They're really moving well. Great control over their boats.
Caitlin Gildersleeve and Alex Spalding continuing to duel. Ashley Johnson from Orion now has slipped back about a boat length, but still in front. Jennifer Forbes from Craftsbury, about 2 boat lengths of open water between her stern and the bow of the 2 boats battling for second place. Caitlin Gildersleeve and Alex Spalding. That's through the 1,000. Jennifer Forbes still surging at the front.
Jennifer Forbes has a great place to train out in Craftsbury, Vermont. I've been there for their sculling camps, and it's a absolutely beautiful place to be. I'm sure she gets a lot of time on the water up there at the Hosmer Lake.
Jennifer Forbes leading in this Women's Elite Senior Singles Semifinal number 1. Caitlin Gildersleeve has now taken over second place with Alex Spalding from Craftsbury slipping back to third. Ashley Johnson from Orion in fourth right now. Abigail Lang from OKC in fifth. And Catherine McFetridge from Row House in sixth. But out front and still holding on to the lead with some open water in front of the bow of Caitlin Gildersleeve is Craftsbury's Jennifer Forbes.
She's got some really good reach, really getting way out at the catch, getting a lot of water with each stroke.
Really look at the distance between those ponds left by the oars when she pops them out of the water for the recovery and then back in. She's really making a move down the middle. Jennifer Forbes from Craftsbury. The third 500, legs beginning to burn, your mind perhaps beginning to wander, but with these elite senior singles, very focused athletes, and they are in the boat knowing exactly what they're doing. 750 meters from the finish, the red boys there indicating that point as we're watching Jennifer Forbes from Craftsbury work her craft on the water there. Now picking up the pace just slightly. Caitlin Gildersleeve in the yellow boat just to her right in this shot, beginning to pick up the pace too, and has gained more ground ahead of the boat from Alex Spalding and Craftsbury. In the meantime, it's Ashley Johnson from Orion and Abigail Lang from OKC battling in lanes 1 and 2, and Catherine McFetridge from Row House in lane 6 as they plow forward, heading towards the finish line here in the first of the semifinals for the Women's Elite Senior Singles.
Seems that the top 3 have really defined themselves already in this race. They're looking strong, very good strokes, lots of water. Jennifer Forbes keeping a nice long stroke, really reaching out even towards the end of the race, which is hard to do. You get tired, you tend to chop off your stroke a little bit towards the end as you fatigue, but she is sticking with it, looking great.
Caitlin Gildersleeve kicking it up a notch as they come down to the line. Here's Jennifer Forbes from Craftsbury continuing to lead the final 100 meters of this 2,000-meter race. Still moving forward, Caitlin Gildersleeve kicking it up in second right now with Alex Spalding from Craftsbury in third. And as they come to the line in the first of the two semifinals, Jennifer Forbes from Craftsbury heading to the national championship final for the women's elite senior singles. Joining her there will be Caitlin Gildersleeve from OKC and Alex Spaulding from Craftsbury. Big push here from Catherine McFetridge of Row House. She crosses the line in fourth. With Ashley Johnson from Orion and Abigail Lang from OKC coming across the line. Meanwhile, the second of the semifinals on the water, Bridget Schodorf from Craftsbury in lane 1, Charlotte Buck from New York AC in lane 2, Aisha Chow from the BIAC in lane 3, Taylor Getzinger from Craftsbury in lane 4, Veronica Taro Arana from Row House in lane 5, and Meredith Kisting from Orion in lane 6. And out quick Taylor Getzinger from Craftsbury. They're just approaching the 1,000-meter mark halfway through this race, and it's Getzinger from Craftsbury just ahead of Chow from the BIAC, with third right now belonging to Meredith Kisting from Orion, and she is being pursued by both Charlotte Buck of New York AC and Bridget Schodorf of Craftsbury, with quite a show happening right now out in front, and the boat of Aisha Chow from BIAC right on the rear of Taylor Getzinger.
Looks like there's a nice surge coming from Meredith Kisting from Orion as well. She's really challenging those top two for their spots.
3 to the final. 3 have already been determined. 3 left to go. Kisting on the move right now. Charlotte Buck from New York AC trying to catch up with them as well, while Arana and Schodorf battle it out towards the rear. But up front, it's Aisha Chow really making a move now.
She is making a move.
The Bear Island Aquatic Center, represented by Aisha Chow, the only entry in this national championship, rowing out of San Francisco Bay, Redwood City, California. The Bear Island Aquatic Center, BIAC. And that is what Aisha Chow is trying to make sure that she represents in the final for the national championships in the women's elite seniors. Right now being challenged by Meredith Kisting from Orion in lane 6, but Chow continuing to move forward and stay with Taylor Getzinger from Craftsbury.
Well, Aisha Chow is really giving Taylor Getzinger a run for her money here. Taylor Getzinger came out to an early lead, but now Aisha Chow is pressing very well through the middle of the race.
$750 meters to go. A lot of water, but not a lot of water sometimes in these races, Jenny.
Sometimes it's not enough. You think that you have time to execute your plan, and then you just run out of space, which I hope doesn't happen to any of these women.
Getzinger continuing to repel the advancing boat of Aisha Chow and that of Meredith Kisting. Both those boats beginning to press as they head towards the finish line, but it's still Taylor Getzinger of Craftsbury in the lead. In the meantime, boy, look at this move for Veronica Toro Arana.
But she appears to be surging here towards the late part of the race.
She was really on the move and moving up there with about 350 meters to go. They're now down to 250 meters. It's still Taylor Getzinger from Craftsbury out front, being pursued by Aisha Chow from BIAC and Meredith Kisting. And it is a big move from Veronica Taro Arana from Row House in lane 5. She is now pulled up almost even with Meredith Kisting from Orion, and almost even as well with Aisha Chow from BIAC. Getzinger still in the lead, but 3 boats now vying for those remaining 2 spots as they come by the beach. It's still Meredith Kisting there with Veronica Toro Arana and with Aisha Chow as they are all chasing or trying to chase down Taylor Getzinger. They're in the few meters left here. But here comes a big pull from Aisha Chow from BIAC. She's now pulled into second, but it is Veronica Toro Arana on the move from Row House in third right now, with Meredith Kisting from Orion still trying to press. They're coming to the line, and it is Taylor Getzinger crossing first. A big push, and Aisha Chow does take second. And what a showing there from Veronica Toro Arana from Row House.
Wow, she really executed in the late parts of that race. That was a great plan, and it really paid off for her.
Following those four, it was Charlotte Buck from New York AC and Bridget Schodor from Craftsbury. But Taylor Getzinger crosses first, Aisha Chow in second, and Veronica Toro Arana from Row House in third, going to the national championship final in the women's elite senior singles. Jennifer Forbes won the previous semifinal in a time of 7:41.93. Taylor Getzinger winning there in a time of 7:48.3. Now to the men's elite senior singles. William Chance from USTC Oakland in lane 1. Zachary Petronic from Pittsburgh in lane 2. Nevin Cunningham from Penn AC in lane 3. John Graves from Craftsbury in lane 4. Joseph William Canessa Perman from Malta in lane 5. And John Puz from OKC in lane 6. And out, way out, and more than 2 lengths of open water, way out, it is John Graves from Craftsbury in the lead right now, being hotly pursued by Nevin Cunningham of Penn AC and also Joseph William Canessa Perman from Malta. Those 3 boats out in front with about a boat length from the third place Perman from Malta in lane 5 to John Puz from OKC in lane 6. He's the one who's in fourth right now. And then Zachary Petronic and William Chance battling it out in lanes 1 and 2. But John Graves out significantly early in this race.
He really jumped out to a commanding lead. This is his to lose. He's looking strong, and let's hope that he can hang on to it.
Cincinnati rower, Cincinnati native, knows these waters of Harsha Lake rather well, John Graves does.
I bet he does. I bet he does. Another local name, local face, so we wish him luck.
What a battle happening. Of course, as you were looking in these semifinals to make it to the finals, you're also looking for a good time to get a good lane in the final as well. And remember, these are all part of the U.S. Lotman Challenge. These races here, the women's and the men's elite senior singles sculls, the first of the 3 legs of the U.S. Lotman Challenge races.
Looks like we may have a battle for third. The John Puz from OKC High Performance Center is really putting some pressure on Nevin Cunningham from Penn AC. We'll see if it's enough to get him into the final.
Chance from the USCC Oakland and Zachary Petronic from Pittsburgh in lanes 1 and 2. They're really on the move and moving up into the pack, as is John Puz from the OKC, as it's still Nevin Cunningham from Penn AC and Joseph William Canessa Perman from Malta trying to chase down John Graves. John Graves well in the lead, but Perman from Malta in second, Cunningham from Penn in third. But Cunningham feeling the pressure from the other 3 boats in this race significantly as they're into the third 500.
That's right. Now, we already saw Chance and Petronic earlier this morning in the intermediate singles, so they may be a bit winded. It's possible that that has affected their performance here, already racing this morning. I don't think we've seen any of the other folks already out in boats. It's possible they may have been in composite boats. But as far as singles rowers are concerned, we already saw Chance and Petronic rowing, and they had a strong performance in the intermediate singles.
Graves out ahead, but the other boats in hot pursuit. And all these boats in hot pursuit of a chance to go to the national championship final for the men's elite singles. John Graves rowing for Craftsbury. 40-meter lead on the second place boat of Joseph William Canessa Perman from Malta. third place boat of Devin Cunningham from Penn AC in lane 3. Now feeling a significant challenge from both Zachary Petronic of Pittsburgh, William Chance from USTC Oakland, and John Puz from OKC.
And look at that control that Graves has over his oars and his boat. It's just a sight to see.
The power in these oars as they are making these boats fly down the course here at Harsher Lake. The penultimate race for the semifinal Saturday at the USRowing National Championships. 250 meters from the finish, John Graves continuing to lead. Joseph William Canessa Perman from Malta in second. But the moves are on as Zachary Petronic, William Chance, Nevin Cunningham, John Puz, all looking for one of those 3 spots in the national championship final for the men's elite senior singles.
Right now,
3 to go to the final.
John Graves really has it in the bag, so there's only 2 spots open for the rest of these rowers to vie for, and they really need to step it up here in the last 250.
And we are seeing it because right now, coming up on Nevin Cunningham, it is William Chance and Zachary Petronic. They're coming up fast. In the meantime, it is Perman from Malta trying to hold on to second, but all these boats moving fast towards the finish line. Graves crossing the line. He will have that chance, but who will have the second and third place? Big surge here from Perman from Malta. He's trying to hang on, and as they come to the line, I can call Perman for second, but boy, third will be hot between Nevin Cunningham and Zachary Petronic, with William Chance fading just at the end, and then John Puz from OKC coming across. It was Graves from Craftsbury winning with a time of 7:10:40 unofficially, and then Perman from Malta with a time of 7:15:62. And we'll see how it chases out between the next two. 5/100ths of a second. But Nevin Cunningham from Penn AC unofficially moving on to the final. Zachary Petronic from Pittsburgh, that 5/100ths of a second behind Cunningham in 4th place.
Boy, that's just heartbreaking sometimes, isn't it, when that happens?
That's not much of a bow ball. So here we go with the men's elite senior singles semifinal number 2 in the last race of semifinal Saturday. The lineup: James Messner from USTC Oakland in lane 1, Thomas Graves from Craftsbury in lane 2, Kevin Cardno from OKC in lane 3, Thomas Pfeiffer from Penn AC in lane 4, Lucas Bellows from Craftsbury in lane 5, David Judah from Penn in lane 6. I think there must have been a scratch because I'm only seeing 5 boats competing, at least in the picture I have, but since I have a limited view of what's happening here on the course, right now it looks like James Messner from USTC Oakland battling it out for first with Thomas Pfeiffer from Penn AC, at least if I'm reading my lane numbers right. But there are 4 of them very, very close together here. It's Thomas Graves from Craftsbury battling with Lucas Bellows of Craftsbury. So Thomas Graves, John Graves' brother, in lane 2. Kevin Cardno from OKC, Thomas Pfeiffer from Penn AC, and Lucas Bellows from Craftsbury. The front 4 with David Judah from Penn AC and then James Messner from USTC Oakland off the pace. But Thomas Graves and Lucas Bellows, Craftsbury teammates, are battling it out in front. Thomas Pfeiffer from Penn AC just in the middle, and Kevin Cardno from OKC in between the two of them, trying to stick right with him. But boy, what a fight going on between the Craftsbury teammates. Matter of fact, 4 of them here. I have to say, this is close. In lanes 2 through 5, they are right together, less than a half a boat length apart.
Boy, they are, and they get to row together an awfully lot there on Great Hosmer Pond, so I'm sure they're very familiar, at least between the 2 Craftsbury boats, on how the other one is responding to the pressure that they're putting on today.
But look at Pfeiffer from Penn AC and Kevin Cardno from OKC, right in the mix between those Craftsbury teammates. Then it's back to James Mester and then David Judah of Penn AC in this final of the semifinals for the men's elite senior singles. It'll be quite a fight. It already is a fight here halfway through the race, heading through the third 500 and about 750 meters to go. You can see the heads turn, checking out the competition on either side, especially in those middle boats.
That's right. They're looking to see where their competitors are and whether they are going to take their move now. It's really a strategic call for these rowers to determine, should I move now, get out ahead, spend some energy at this point in the race, or do I wait, hang on until the very end and pour it on at the end?
I think that picture right there says it all, Jenny. Look at that. Those boats too close to call. Someone might have an advantage for a moment, but it is an advantage. It is not that much of an advantage.
Right, it looks like Lucas Bellows perhaps might be out just a tiny smidge at this point, but really Thomas Graves is right in the mix there, along with Kevin Cardno and Thomas Pfeiffer.
I almost would give Cardno from OKC and the lane 3 a slight bit of an advantage over the other boats, but as soon as I say that, those oars go back in the water, and it looks like Thomas Pfeiffer from Penn AC is a little ahead. But as they come down towards the beach in this ultimate race of the semifinals Saturday here at the 2019 U.S. Rowing National Championships in the men's elite senior singles, it is a fight up front with Thomas Graves from Craftsbury in lane 2, Kevin Cardno from OKC in lane 3, Thomas Pfeiffer from Penn AC in lane 4, and Lucas Bellows from Craftsbury in lane 5. And right now it is Thomas Pfeiffer from Penn AC with about 2/3 of a boat length of a lead and beginning to start to pull away. Kevin Cardno from OKC in the meantime holding on to second, but the Craftsbury boats of Graves and Bellows beginning to surge as well as they come into the final portion of the course.
Boy, this is neck and neck. It's anybody's call over who's going to get third place at this point. Even second place, I mean, they could really pour it on, and there's still room because these boats are so close.
With the view from the drone, it is Pfeiffer from Penn AC continuing to lead by a boat length. A little bit of open water right now. Graves coming up on Kevin Cardno from OKC as they're coming to the line. Graves trying to gain there, and so is Bellows, his teammate, in lane 5, and their big push going on now. Graves digging deep. He's pulling forward. It's Pfeiffer from Penn AC continuing to lead, but Graves beginning to walk up and pass. He's got second now. It's going to be a fight for third between Cardno and Bellows as they're coming to the line. It is. What a finish. Hard to call for third there. Graves with second. Pfeiffer with first. Graves with second. But Cardno and Bellows battling it out for third. We'll have to see what the clock says. But what a surge there at the end, Jenny. Just
wow.
Amazing.
That's just some exciting racing. Those gentlemen really gave it their all. That's great to see. Some awesome blade work from all of them.
A big, big push from Graves. Now Messner from USTC Oakland and David Judah from Penn AC crossing the finish line. But what a race for that third spot and that last opportunity. And here we go with the finals.
Boy, they are gassed.
They were pushing hard. Thomas Pfeiffer winning in a time of 7:02.58. Graves in second with 7:04.06. And Bellows and Cardno just about a little more than a second apart. Bellows will be the one in third, heading to the finals for the men's elite senior singles. What a race, and I imagine it is going to be a thrilling finish again tomorrow when the men's elite senior singles meet up again. For Jenny Bean Scoop, and I'm Mark Purcell, thanks again for tuning in for live streaming of these rowing races. We'll be back on at 8 a.m. on the U.S. Rowing YouTube channel with Finals Sunday at the 2019 U.S. Rowing National Championships from Bethel, Ohio.